Hey guys, Steve here. Listen, do you buy things? Do you buy things online? Well, if you do and you aren't using Amazon.com, I've got news for you, my friend. You are doing yourself a major disservice. Amazon.com is everything from big screen TVs to those little single service coffee pods, man. And they have the lowest prices you are going to find. Got a hard to buy for relative? Get them an Amazon gift card. They can get virtually anything with it. That way, you're taking the guesswork out of it and the picky little snot can get whatever they want. Do me a favor. Go to my site, www.NerdtopiaCast.com, scroll down and click the big old Amazon banner on the page. Then, shop until your clicker's sore. We get a little taste for sending you their way and you still pay the same low price. Outstanding. Plus, the free stuff here keeps getting better and stays free. So, buy yourself something nice, really nice. Just make sure you go to www.NerdtopiaCast.com and click the banner before you do. Price, selection, convenience. Amazon.com.
Hey everyone, Erica from NerdtopiaCast.com. You can hear NerdtopiaCast while on the go with Stitcher Smart Radio. Stitcher is a free news and talk mobile app available for your smartphone. And when you download Stitcher to hear NerdtopiaCast, you have a chance to win some money. Downloading is quick and easy. Just find Stitcher in the App Store. Download it. It's free and it takes just a few seconds. Then, during registration, hit the promo code box and enter Nerdtopia to get automatically entered to win $100. The latest episode of the show will always be waiting for you in your favorites. You'll get access to lots of other amazing shows too, always available to you on demand with no syncing. It's Stitcher Smart Radio. Don't forget to enter promo code Nerdtopia when you register.
Can someone go ahead and kill that, please? Just stop the track.
Nerdtopia, yo, and we got a fucking podcast. Cruising in the speeder, bullseye, and flipping wombrats. Comics, video games, movies, real life superheroes is what you can expect if you're wired to being weirdos. So we welcome all the newbies and the groupies, flashing boobies in the movies without cooties. In the show, it's got you drooling with this comedy, no fooling. Now presenting you your host is Stephen Doolin. Word, NerdtopiaCast.com, Facebook.com/NerdtopiaCast, also YouTube and podcast. 38 seconds.
Hey everybody, Steve Wareham here. It is Monday. Well, it's Sunday. We're recording on Sunday, but this is airing on Monday. And Doolin has fled the premises, man. He's nowhere to be seen. Actually, he's enjoying his first weekend off from the show. So we have a special guest host here today, live from Pirate Ship South, Beat Lab South, if you will. World famous, world renowned comedian Justin Harris is here on the show. So everybody give him a big round of applause.
Oh my God, I love you. Thank you. Oh my goodness, what a reception.
You know, one of these days, that's the thing that's really going to trip me out. One of these days there's actually going to be that kind of like imagine you get hooked on, because a lot of these guys do, that's how they get started. They start tagging along with like somebody like Dane Cook.
Yeah.
Fuck Dane, like Jay Moore.
Yeah.
You know, and so you open, so you're in this entire stadium, you're opening for these guys, and people are actually going batshit insane.
Yeah.
So one of these days, there's actually going to be people doing that.
Oh yeah. Well,
I'm
brand new. It's funny you mentioned that though, because there's haters everywhere, Steve, as I'm sure you know.
Oh yeah.
It's funny. It's funny you mentioned Dane Cook. I just was, happened to watch his. I forget which one it was. It was the big one in the round. I think it was at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. He had like 5 comics or whatever, and it's like this big fucking concert thing.
Yeah. So it's hilarious because they had to. So the people who went to that, they had to pay, for like $50-$60 a ticket. They're there going. I happened to catch in the crowd one dude just jobbing out with his arms crossed. This shit ain't funny. I'm like, you paid that much money just to go hate on Dane Cook? I mean, I'm not saying I like Dane Cook. I mean, he's
I mean, he's a niche guy.
But it's just hilarious how in a lot of things you do, man, these people just hate me.
Well, that was in a different economic environment too. You could afford to hate back then.
Yeah.
Now, you can only hate if you got a coupon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to fucking do some spark fly crap.
Yeah, exactly.
With my tickets.
So we have so the show is going to be a little bit different this week, a little loosey goosey. Some of the segments that we usually do. We're gonna kind of skip a week and and pick those back up. But I did actually do show prep again. It was very rare that you guys get show prep from me, so I'm going to make you guys...
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, no, you didn't do a damn thing.
I just showed up.
I expect you to show up with like a notebook full, and he just walks in with his, hey, everybody!
What's going on?
It's all up here, man.
Hey,
That's all right. I do that every week.
I'm going to bring it.
So the first thing I want to get to real quick, the theme song that you just heard is done by... our good friend Logan Hilliard, and Logan is a nerdcore guy out of Upland, California. His stuff is really, really good. And as a matter of fact, he's done some stuff for us over the week. This guy he's not just a rapper, Justin.
Right.
Not just a rapper.
Right.
He's a sound mixer.
Okay.
He is a he is a raconteur, if you will.
Oh.
Yeah, he is the P.T. Barnum of Upland, California.
There's Steve and his $50 word.
Yeah, exactly.
Raconteur.
Logan is a master of many things, and so I told him he did some Photoshop work for us this week for some ad campaigns we're going to be doing over the next month, and I told him that we would very, very gladly again pimp his site. And one of the things that I wanted to do is, this is one of the songs that he just did recently, so you guys get a little taste of his stuff. If you go to www.NerdtopiaCast.com, on that top gray bar there, you're going to see a spot that says Links We Love. Click there, and you'll see Logan's site comes up. It's got his Photoshop work. It's got links to his songs, ways to get in touch with him, ways to donate if that's your thing. And one of the things that I wanted to play for you guys real quick was a thing that he just did. I saw this drop just a few months ago, and I really dug it. And you're going to recognize the hook, but I'm going to play that for you guys real quick. So this is Logan Hilliard, and this is RPG, his track RPG, Real Pretty Girlfriend. So that's a little taste of Logan stuff, man. Very, very good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's when you die on Zelda, right? On the original.
I think that's when you find something. So
that's do when you find something.
Well, you do that is also when you find like this shit that you hold above your head.
Yeah.
But if you bomb a thing and it's a secret, you go beep boop 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 boop.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
But that's badass, man.
Yeah.
I'm shit. You know how bad I am with rhythm. I'm sitting here, my toe involuntarily tapping.
Yeah.
You know, it's a condition.
You look like Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
Is that too soon?
That's too soon.
Yeah.
I think I'm still doing it though.
Yeah.
You guys can't see, but I'm still doing it. I don't know, Doc. I can't really do it.
Marty. Yeah, that's like the only recurring impersonation we've done on the show. We've done Doc Brown 3 or 4 times. And it's usually about something completely inappropriate. It's like Doc Brown just discovers internet porn or something.
Oh, God. Speaking of which, real quick, talking about Back to the Future, my mother, of all people, sent me this picture. I guess it was on some meme base or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's from Back to the Future Part 2. And the date that he goes forward to in the future is like June 27th.
We passed it.
We just had it, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's in 2012, June 27th, something like that.
And still no fucking hoverboard.
No,
although
Mattel.
The shows are coming out.
Mattel.
Is it Mattel that's supposed to do the hoverboard?
Supposed to, yeah. They're the ones in the movie. They're
with
branded.
the brand on
yeah.
there. I think
dropped the
you
ball.
should be. I think there should be some sort of class action. If Mattel can't make a hoverboard,
Yeah.
like that's false advertising,
It
right?
is. It
Because they
is.
probably paid money for the ad spot.
Exactly.
So
Promise not fulfilled.
yeah.
I heard that picture was photoshopped, and it's supposed to be October.
Oh, okay.
Well.
The truth detector just came in here.
Oh, Jesus.
Erica says that she heard that the picture was photoshopped and it should be October. So, Mattel, you might still have time.
Well, I'll just,
Maybe.
Yeah, I brought it up, so I guess I'll just sit over here and fuck myself then.
Yeah. Please, not for other children.
Hey,
Yeah.
I didn't notice you there.
So anyways, yeah, that was just a little quick hit from Logan Hilliard. Go to his site again. It's linked on to NerdtopiaCast.com. Check him out. He's got like 30 songs on here, and all of them are good. So get on there and look them up and support the cause, man. Support what we're doing. Speaking of supporting what we're doing, the most famous of our ilk, Nerdtopian Phoenix Jones, is starting a Kickstarter tomorrow, man, to raise up money for a new suit. Since he's been out on the street and crime. Of course, remember a couple of weeks ago in Seattle there was a couple of shootings.
Yeah.
It's not getting any easier over there. Do what he's been doing, and
Freaking crazy.
and he's met with some people as far as looking at designing a new suit to keep himself protected out there.
Wow. Okay.
And I mean that's a pretty heavy financial burden. And so he has decided to start a Kickstarter and get it to raise the money for his for the revamps to his suit. He's going over the final details this weekend. We'll have more information for you as the weeks go forward. But while you're out support Phoenix, man. Support what he does. We've had him on here before. Honestly, a guy who's getting it right, who stands up for civic duty and civic responsibility. One of the best guys I know. He's not getting paid to do any of this stuff, man. He's out there fighting the good fight because it needs to be done. So, if you're a supporter of his movement, please check it out. Again, we'll have details going forward. We'll make sure to throw up a link on the site.
Yeah, he's on a different level, man.
Yeah.
I mean, just the interviews I've heard you guys talk to him, just the things I've learned about him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you said it. It's the closest we'll ever have to an actual Batman.
Well, look at this. All right. So first of all, he is. I don't know his stats.
Right.
But I do know that in the last 2 or 3 weeks ago, I saw an internet video of him lifting up the tail of a helicopter.
Oh, wow. Holy shit.
Yes. Yeah. So we'll start there.
Fuck.
Yeah, we'll start there. Second of all, he is a world champion bowler,
Oh, well, yeah, I heard that. Yeah,
a world double Dutch champion,
Oh shit.
and a superhero. So yeah, the guy's a little special.
I don't even know why I can go on.
Yeah, I
mean,
watched. I've said several times. The rest of us guys have to eat.
Man.
You need to calm the fuck down.
Making us look
seriously.
bad, dude.
Yeah.
Jeebus.
I don't want anything bad to happen to you, but
Yeah.
at the same time, just fail at something.
Yeah.
And nothing important. Don't fail at this. We don't want there to be crime, but suck at ping pong, or darts, or something that we can actually catch up to you.
I'm like, hey Phoenix, my back hurts. He's like, I am vengeance. I am the night.
It's funny because on the interview, I told him, I said, look, you got to give me some Christian Bale Batman.
Yeah.
And you have to. And so I was like, just give me a where is Rachel? That's all I wanted. And he was like, no, fuck that. That's not the scene I want to do. And he goes, where's Maroney? Tell me about the drugs. And it was spot on. And I'm like,
That's
oh,
hilarious.
great. You're fucking better at that than me, too. So,
You want to know how I got these scars?
yeah.
That's what I'd say to him if I saw him.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Good luck with making it out of the room
You
alive.
know how...
Now I got these scars. Wait about 30 seconds and get pissed off.
You have all these rules, and you think, oh God! Oh.
All right, so on to the news of the day here, man. Sneaking in on a Tuesday open, the Amazing Spider-Man broke Tuesday opening records at 35 million on its first day.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you see this?
I haven't seen it yet. No.
I have been the voice of dissension on this movie.
Yeah.
For months going back. I've heard interviews with some of the higher profile stars in the cast that just didn't sound like they got it.
Yeah.
The director, this guy named Mark Webb,
Right.
and besides his last name being Webb, has no, Raimi did some some kind of stuff that would you would look at that and say that's going to be a good director for the Spider-Man franchise.
Right. Yeah.
Mark Webb, his biggest claim to fame to this point was 500 Days of Summer.
The romantic comedy.
The fucking Footloose with Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, so that's his claim to fame before
So Spider-Man can't dance in this movie? Is that what it is?
Does Spider-Man? No, Spider-Man does not dance in this movie.
Okay.
I'm
And
fairly
John
certain.
Lithgow's like, you can't dance!
Yeah, exactly. So that was his claim to fame. And it was written by a guy named James Vanderbilt, which is one of the down the tree of Vanderbilts.
Wow.
But originally when I saw that name, I was like, fucking Dawson? Dawson wrote this movie?
No, boy, the New York Vanderbilt.
Yeah, no. So it wasn't. No one was really attached. You know, it seemed like they just picked the fucking cast at random.
Yeah.
Like, who would have thought? I mean, Sally Fields is a benevolent old broad, but Aunt May?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see that.
It's strange. The few things I've heard, the one word I've heard most closely associated with the movie is unnecessary. A lot of people just feel like it's why. It's only been 5 years since the last movie. And one of the other gripes I've heard as well is is referring to Sally Field and Martin Sheen. While amazing, are Sally Field and Martin Sheen.
Exactly.
The whole time you're just like,
Sally Field and Martin Sheen.
I'm seeing President Bartlett and the Flying Nun.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Wasn't
she Shirley? Wasn't she Shirley? No, she wasn't
Gidget.
Shirley.
She was Gidget.
Yeah, I'm thinking of fucking Laverne was Penny Marshall.
Penny Marshall.
But I was thinking Shirley.
Cindy Williams was Shirley.
Really?
Cindy Williams.
How do you know that?
It's all up here,
That's
baby.
Sick. Anyways, but that wasn't like when you got there and you start watching it. That wasn't that big of a detraction.
Right.
In the
So
movie.
you have seen it.
I did see it.
Okay.
And it was important for me to come here and talk about it because I'm about to eat a large helping of crow.
Oh, shiz.
It was good.
Really?
It was good, and it was, to me, my opinion, and don't. And maybe I'm overcompensating. Said no expectations for this.
Right.
Better than the original.
No kidding.
Better than the original.
Wow.
To me, the original was very much a comic book movie for movie fans.
Right.
And this, to me, was a comic book movie for comic book fans.
Okay, I got you. That's an important distinction, too. It's funny, I just made that recently with the Avengers.
Yeah.
Because a friend of mine said, best comic book movie of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, I loved it. You got to have a distinction. I think if you're saying the comic book movie, as in fights, explosions, craziness, then yeah, the Avengers, I think, locks it up. But if you're saying best movie based on a comic book, I think you got to go Dark Knight.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? So there are levels of it,
That's the pinnacle.
Yeah.
And I would put Raimi's Spider-Man's on a Dark Knight level.
Right.
Whereas,
Yeah.
Well, just as far as genre-wise,
Right,
and then
right.
you take the Avengers or you take any of the the prequels to it and you put it on the
Right.
comic book end of things. One of the comparisons, and I wrote an article about it. Check it out. I'm not going to rehash the whole thing, but it's on NerdtopiaCast.com. I did a no-spoiler review on Spider-Man. Check it out, if for only to look at the amazing picture of Emma Stone.
Oh my God! Yeah, I was about to interrupt you because holy crap! I'm in love. I mean, that's it. Nobody else.
And you know what? And she I don't really dig her so much as a blonde.
Right.
It's the red hair that does it.
Yeah.
But like in all the interviews and all the things you ever see her do, like she's the real deal. She's not a bitch.
Right.
Like you expect these people to be raving fucking bitches. She's not.
Yeah.
She seems to be pretty.
That's
cool.
awesome.
So one of the things that I do in the movie here is that I do in the article is break down the difference between the Spider-Mans, and this is the one piece I wanted to cover, in the show. We all remember Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker, right?
Right. No web slinger.
Yeah, and I wrote in the article, I said, he had all the social skills of a spoiled turnip with Asperger's syndrome. He was just seriously like you remember like at the beginning it was like I'm Peter Parker. Like you expect him to be in special classes and ride small buses. You know, I mean he was not. He was like he could not communicate with his species. Like when he was looking at Mary Jane out the window and snot and drool and stuff was coming out of his face.
You didn't see the intelligence that the character Peter Parker is supposed to have.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, you're not supposed to he's not supposed to be, he's not supposed to be borderline, socially retarded. Yeah. So Andrew Garfield, that was the one thing. You know, I mean, everybody that listens to this show, I would think is probably a nerd.
Right.
And very, very few of them. There are some that are on that spectrum, but very, very few of them are that socially inept.
Yeah.
It's like myself and the way that I felt about myself in high school. I wasn't socially inept at all. I liked the stuff that Parker liked. But he comes in on a skateboard. He's kind of getting harassed by the jocks and the bullies and whatnot. But he's not. He's not.
He's not a hipster though, is he? He's not like sort of.
No, he doesn't come in with
like a skateboard.
Yeah, double mocha frappe latte kind of.
He's got his iPhone headphones hanging out.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, with the new handset, like the 1980s handset cell phones.
Like, what am I listening to? Yeah, NPR.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I couldn't handle that.
It's tomorrow's episode. They're going over the news today. You probably haven't heard of it. I get the early release. Yeah, no, he's definitely not in that vein, but some of the fashion I would say is probably a little bit closer to the hipster end of things, but not to the point where it's annoying. Okay. I mean, he's not wearing airbrushed pictures of his own face.
I'm wearing this because I hate it.
Yeah, exactly. So that was one of the biggest things that I noticed. Of course, the romance, the love triangle plays a big piece of it, and that was. The comparison there was Kirsten Dunst and Emma Stone, which, I mean, that's fucking apples to oranges as far as, as far as looks goes.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah.
Let's call them spade a spade. And I don't think Kirsten Dunst is, unattractive at the very least, but Emma Stone is just this little ball of hotness.
That's an upgrade. That's definitely an upgrade.
But the biggest thing is, the biggest difference between the original flick and this one, the chemistry between the two is just amazing. Really? I mean, and apparently they're an item. They're the new Pat Stew or whatever. Stew Pat.
Oh.
Yeah. The fucking they came out of the movie together, and you can tell.
Yeah.
You could tell something's going on there.
Little sparks.
Yeah. So I mean, but that was good to see. It was good to see because the Maguire and Kirsten Dunst romance, besides the cute little upside down kiss scene looked really forced.
Yeah, it did.
I was like, go be together.
And plus, she looks sleepy all the time.
She does.
Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah.
Especially when she's trying to be sad, she just looks like she just took half an Ambien.
Yeah, she's nodding out.
She's like, it's like Sam Raimi's like, I just need one more, Kirsten, please.
It's Kirsten. It's Kirsten.
Just shut up and act.
I was in an interview with a vampire. I don't know if you knew that.
Who gives a shit? Tom Cruise laying that Scientology bullshit on you at the time.
Oh, we're gonna get into Tomcat. We didn't touch that at all last week. We're gonna lay our gooey little hands all over it.
Katie is looking over her fucking
isn't
shoulder,
she,
dude.
Man? All right, it's like wait, hold on. Okay, I don't mean to bury the lead, but you ever play that game Jetpack Joyride, where he busts out of the fucking window and he's just like, and he's like fucking jumping over things. I mean, all right, we're gonna get there.
All right.
The last piece that I compared was the villains, and you had the Lizard versus Defoe's Green Goblin. Now to me, Defoe's Green Goblin was kind of the pinnacle baddie of the series.
Yeah.
The bad guys didn't get any better.
Right.
I thought he did a great Osborn. I thought he did a great Green Goblin. And I didn't have a problem with Rhys Ifans' portrayal of Dr. Connors. I question the casting.
Right.
Some like a fucking wiry dude from Replacements. That's
it's strange. Yeah.
But he does the role justice. To me, it was just it was the parallel that I drew is like the Avengers had to go through the Loki pokey stick to get to Thanos.
Right.
So obviously the warm up is the Lizard, and then we're gonna get better villains going forward.
Tell you what, it's funny. The Lizard. Dr. Kirk Connors was in all three of the first Raimi Spider-Men. An actor named Dylan Baker.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
I know that he was in a few of them.
He was so crushed.
Yeah.
That they didn't use him for the Lizard, you know.
Yeah.
And obviously they wanted to go a different way, but yeah, he's there with the half arm. I think it's in the second one he's real prominent because Peter's late all the time.
Yeah.
And he's like, get it together, or I'm failing you.
Yeah, he's one of those. The guy who played the Lizard is one of those like everyman actors.
Yeah, you've seen him.
Character
in a
guy.
billion
You've seen
things.
him. Yeah, a billion times.
Yeah. At the end, didn't they sort of like spoiler alert? Now I don't know because I haven't seen it, but didn't they sort of tease like there's going to be a sequel?
There's definitely a there is an end credit scene. It's just one. It's not going to change your life. And it's kind of what you expect, just out of respect for the spoiler clause. I won't go into it, but yeah, it does. I mean, there is going to be a sequel.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't need to announce it. The end parlays itself into a sequel.
You know who you had the Lizard. You know who the villain of the next one should be?
Who?
Weiler Zoidberg.
Yeah.
They just do that.
No. Although, I'll tell you, one that I thought that the original franchise missed out on, and one of my favorite Spidey villains of all time that I think you do a hell of a movie with is fucking Mysterio.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
He
at the beginning, he's gone through his Booster Gold phases of being the Spider-Man villain, where he's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
what are you doing with him? But he's one of those characters that, if done right, if Mysterio got hooked up with fucking Grant Morrison and Grant Morrison wrote for Mysterio, he would be the fucking baddest ass of badass villains.
For a new movie, which I think all superhero movies from now on need to take a cue from Nolan. You Nolanize, try to Nolanize quote unquote Mysterio. Bring it a little bit more into the realm of like reality, reduce the cartooniness of it.
Just some fucking movie special effects guy that, it plays the fear card like Scarecrow did.
He can still have a badass suit, know, but that would be amazing. Especially with 3D nowadays, his illusions and stuff like that, they could really be something, something else.
Sure. Yeah, I think you could probably do something too with,
my illusions.
Yeah, invent something with CGI, like is able to like project CGI, like fucking Tupac. You know what? He could be the guy who invented Tupac at Coachella, and Tupac just comes out and he just fucking turns into Venom and starts beating the shit out of people at fucking Coachella.
Hello, Spider-Man. I've got a surprise for you.
It's Tupac Shakur.
Oh crap! Wow.
And Spider Coast is an East Coast guy. So there's beef there.
He's wearing red.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's got a little blue in there too, I guess.
Speaking of comic book stuff, one of the things that I wanted to pimp out really quick that's a big addition to the site, and has been since the beginning, one of our additional writers, or one of our initial writers, Charles Baserap. It's a guy, if you're not familiar with our Facebook group and you're kind of on the outside, coming in, Charles Baserap is a guy who wrote a book called An American at the Crossroads. And there's a link to it on our site. It's a book about counterterrorism.
Okay.
This guy works for works at the Pentagon.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Serious dude. Former Secret Service agent, Charles Baserap. He is also a comic book savant.
Oh wow.
So, all the fucking Jack Bauer, but he knows everything there is to know about comic books. I want to say his collection is somewhere in the 20,000 range.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So at the even since meeting it, and the guy writes in a way that will absolutely takes stuff that is mega complex and puts it in your brain to where you can understand. So I've been growing up for the last 20 years to an extent. I haven't had a time to hit up the comic books
right
to the extent I did when I was a kid, so I missed a lot. And I kind of came back into the fold at points last year, but after Flashpoint and right at about the New 52 relaunch.
Right.
And all that stuff was well over my fucking head.
Yeah.
So Charles, I guess, decided that one of the articles that he was going to make exclusive to our site is an article called Catching Up is Hard to Do. It's a recurring issue that he's going to be doing going forward. And the second one, the one that he just did, takes Flashpoint in the New 52 reboot and explains all of it in all of its idiosyncrasies and its and the things that it misses and the things that it gets, and explains it as if you're speaking to someone who has just enough intelligence to be declared sentient, like me. So that, if I'm going to point you guys in the direction of something you need to check out on the site this weekend, go read Catching Up is Hard to Do, issue number 2 from Charles Baserap. It's great, man. And then, of course, the format that we post in, you get to post in pictures, and half the article, the pictures and the captions and stuff that he puts on just make you crack up. So, one of the things that he talks about is how Batgirl number 1, the reissue on the New 52, alluded to Barbara Gordon,
Right.
Who's Batgirl in the New 52, spending time in a wheelchair.
Right.
Of course, in the Killing Joke, Joker shoots her, she's paralyzed from the waist down. So we all this stuff has happened, and then so in the new issue, she's talking about being in a wheelchair.
Oracle,
right?
Oracle.
So she decides, I guess, in the New 52, that she can still go be in a wheelchair a few years back.
Right.
But through the Christopher Reeve Foundation, gets up and fucking walks and is slinking around Gotham City now.
It's a miracle.
Yeah, I mean, she obviously went to one of the spirit healers. She and like nothing ever happened. So he covers a lot of the idiosyncrasies. Things like Sinestro being a part of the Green Lantern Corps again, and all that other kind of stuff. So definitely check that out. Have you caught up with the New 52 stuff yet?
I haven't. No, a friend of mine, Chris, he's all over it.
Yeah.
He's got it on his iPad now, which is amazing.
Really?
You can just Marvel has an app, DC has an app. You can just download it. Same price as if you would have to go in there and buy them. So it saves you a trip. They're like $3 an issue or something like that.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about them getting screwed up. I mean, I'm sure collectors still want the actual
exactly.
physical.
That's going to keep your brick. I mean, if you're a collector, you go to a brick and mortar. If you're casual, get it on the iPad.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful app. It's a good app. You should get it. And then they've got tons of free ones too. But anyway, he's got the New 52 on his iPad, and literally he's like, I just can't put it down.
Yeah.
He's like, he tells me there's certain storylines that here and there that he doesn't is not really on board with, but he's saying the Justice League so far has been insane.
Yeah.
So
well, apparently the Justice from what I remember, the Justice League they did 5 years before.
I believe so.
Yeah, 5 years before Flashpoint is where they kind of booted that to. But he covers that in the article too. Apparently the two strongest titles are the ones that you and I have a certain affinity for, and that's Batman.
Yeah.
And Green Lantern.
Oh wow. Okay.
Those are the two kind of that have become the franchise titles out of the New 52. Is Detective Comics series, which came out of the Court of Owls, which is a big series that they just did, and then before that they did the Dollmaker, which I have a few of those, and I've read a few of those, and then of course the Lantern stuff.
Right.
Beyond the the obligatory let's make Alan Scott gay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know how that. I haven't had a chance to read that yet. I don't know how it's written, but beyond that, I mean, the Lantern stuff from what I've read is really done well.
Yeah, well, the Lantern, I don't know if a lot of people know, but the comics for the Lantern are some of the best in DC. Especially with the release of the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern, which I was pretty underwhelmed with.
Yeah,
I like Ryan Reynolds, but for some reason it just didn't come together. But it kind of gets a bad rap. Not talking New 52, but the Blackest Night series.
I just got that. I got that over there.
Oh my god, that's one of the best arcs I've ever read.
Yeah.
I had such a good time with that, and it made me fall in love with Green Lantern. I had to go and find more and get more. So yeah, the Green Lantern can be a very, very good comic. It's sort of I think it's one of the sort of underrated the comics that DC has. Most everybody wants Batman or Superman, but the Lantern's got some good stuff to him too.
I get my balls busted all the time for not hating the Green Lantern movie. I didn't hate it. It was underwhelming.
Right,
but you're
I
talking about fucking, space cops.
Exactly, yeah. I didn't hate it. Yeah, it just I was so I think I just went in there with crazy expectations.
See, I didn't.
And
I had no expectations.
Yeah.
Like I looked at some of the marketing pieces, and fucking how they did Sinestro and Kilowog, and how it just seemed kind of overproduced. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck this. I waited for DVD, and it was all right. It was a good watch. So.
And the design on that, I mean, the villain, Parallax. It was the I think somebody wrote it was the dreadlock turd cloud.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was just
Yeah,
weird.
it was done very, very poorly.
Yeah, I don't understand why.
But I didn't hate Reynolds. I didn't hate his portrayal.
No, yeah.
I thought he played Hal Jordan.
Yeah, and
fine.
what's his name? What's Sinestro's name? Mark Strong.
Yeah.
He was a good Sinestro. Lanterns. You know,
Yeah.
He was good. I
Yeah.
liked him, but I don't know. It was just strange. I didn't see the point in not just going ahead and making Sinestro the bad guy.
Yeah.
Because if you're not a Green Lantern fan, you don't give a shit that he used to be in the Green Lantern Corps and then he made his own Sinestro Corps. I think if they had just focused on the Sinestro Corps in that first movie, because Mark Strong was too good to be in that in a weird non-villainy role.
Don't bring in Parallax right away. Kind of do the Loki Thanos thing.
Yeah,
you know?
It was too much too fast. I think. I think Sinestro himself could have been just the villain of that piece, you know?
And it would have been just fine.
Yeah, but
I don't know if you've heard, but they're doing the beginning with the new Superman movie coming up. They're rolling out a Justice League movie.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know what that means for
Wow.
this Green Lantern franchise. Certainly, you're not going to see a Bale Batman in there.
Yeah.
But that does possibly mean another quick Batman reboot.
Right.
But
strange.
again, with the Spider-Man stuff, maybe it can be done right. Like, I'm not going to lose
Maybe
faith.
so. What they need to do is, which I think I heard somebody else talk about on maybe I can't remember who it was, but they're saying they need to get Sony and Universal. I think it's Sony and Universal to get up off their asses, Paramount, and so they can get Spider-Man in the Avengers and the Fantastic Four, and try to do some insane, crazy crossover with the Avengers.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening, but I think with that Thanos kind of setup there, the more you could bring in to that Avengers kind of universe and really truly make the Marvel movie universe a universe.
Yeah.
I mean, God, that's a license to print money.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, and I was against the Sony reboot of Spider-Man. I thought they should have sold the franchise back to Marvel, but they handled it well.
Yeah.
I don't see there being a Fantastic Four movie done by Paramount that's going to be watchable.
Probably not.
And after I didn't hate the first ones that much.
Yeah. Right.
But they did what they could do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's kind of and it's funny because it's so damn forgettable. I know that I saw it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell you one thing other than the Fantastic Four.
And that fucking Jessica Alba was in there in a skin tight suit.
Exactly. That's
Other than
all
that,
I
that's
can
it.
tell you.
Yeah.
It's funny. I just know it's imminently forgettable.
Yeah, but if you put that back in the hands of comic book men,
Yeah.
I think that they could make that a watchable movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
It can be done.
speaking of epic reboots that are coming up, man, this week Disney unveiled their new movie poster for Oz the Great and Powerful.
Oh wow.
It's going to be a Sam Raimi film.
Oh, okay.
Starring Mila Kunis, Rachel Weisz, Michelle Williams, and Zach Braff. Take my money.
Yeah.
Just take
yeah.
it. I mean, number one, you've got Mila Kunis and Rachel Weisz. Michelle Williams, she's actually a decent actress, but Mila Kunis, you had me at Mila.
I'm done.
And they're going to be they're basically playing. The focus is on the wizard, whose name is Oscar Diggs, who's played by fucking James Franco.
James Franco.
Yeah, hey, let me tell you, James Franco.
Wow. Okay.
128 hours, missing an arm.
It's like, hey, wizard, you passed that bong?
Yeah. So James Franco will be playing the wizard, and he's a small-time circus magician with dubious ethics. This is from USAToday.com. Ann Oldenburg, I'm quoting the article, so I'm going to give her credit, who is hurled away from dusty Kansas to the vibrant land of Oz. And then he meets three witches there, Theodora Kunis, Evanora Weiss, and Glinda, who's Michelle Williams, who aren't convinced that he's a great wizard. So this is something I'd like to talk to my wife Erica and Jen, Doolin's wife, are if we're the expositioners, they're the archive. They know everything about everything,
Right.
man. And I think Jen knows some. Doolin did a Dungeons & Dragons campaign based on Oz, but I know Jen at some point steeped herself in the lore. So as it gets closer, we may have her on to do a couple segments about the significance of each of these witches. I know one of them turns out to be a fucking green witch. that dies from water, and one of them
Right.
turns out to be the the poofy fucking witch.
Yeah.
So and
East,
then there's
West.
yeah,
I can't
and
remember.
yeah, in South Central.
But
yeah.
anyway, so yeah, it's it's funny because with all the, I mean, I think they've tried to reboot it before, sort of kind of grim, and they did something on Sci-Fi, didn't they, a while back? Tin Man or something
Tin
like
Man,
that.
which was pretty good.
I never watched it.
I didn't either. That is on my list of things to go back and check out. That one and when Sci-Fi was a couple years ago was doing the reboots, like they did Tin Man, they did Alice,
Right.
they did a couple of things. I mean, they really did it well, but I just don't think it had picked up the steam that it needed to pick up in order for them to continue pumping out those franchises. But they
Right.
were all really well casted. But from everyone I've ever heard that's seen Tin Man, they all loved it.
Yeah.
So, and I think you could do something with the Austin.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of a continuation of lore, Peter Jackson finished filming The Hobbit
Wow.
last week. Yeah, so he put on his Facebook page. I said, "We made it. Shoot day 266 in the end of principal photography on the Hobbit." And they're bringing it to they're bringing a panel, doing a panel at Comic-Con this year, which is I think next week,
Oh,
San
wow.
Diego Comic-Con. This hopefully will be the last year I don't go to Comic-Con.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
But 266 days of principal
That's
photography.
insanity. And I didn't know this till just now, but it's actually 2 movies. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep, they're doing they're splitting that up. An Unexpected Journey will be out this year on September 14th, and then There and Back Again will be December of next year. So we have to figure too with the cost that it's going to take to do this thing.
Right.
It's going to be splitting it up in 2 movies and getting 2 giant box office grosses.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot from people who saw some of the initial shots and initial quick release scenes a couple of months ago that were really kind of saying, "Oh, Hobbit looks fucking hokey."
Right. Yeah.
Well, if they've just ended principal photography, they haven't necessarily hit the cutting room yet.
Yeah.
It's gonna look terrible.
Right. I saw a trailer, and the trailer was weird. I will have to admit. It was like they're singing all these little dwarves, and they got a shit pile of dwarves, and they're all just they're singing some kind of weird dirgy kind of song, and it was just a little strange for me.
Yeah.
Because obviously this is for people who don't know, I guess everybody probably has to know, but this is Bilbo Baggins. Actually, the way these 2 movies are going to be the way he actually came to own, or come in possession of the One Ring.
Yeah.
And I know zero about The Hobbit itself. I know more about, the only thing I know about from Lord of the Rings now is from the friggin' movies. So I know zero about The Hobbit.
Yeah.
But I do know that some people actually prefer
Most
The
people,
Hobbit.
to me,
Yeah.
I mean, the people from just the book people, most people prefer
Yeah.
the Hobbit story to the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Right.
So, and it's in good hands. I mean, it's not like Peter Jackson doesn't know how to make a fucking Hobbit movie.
Right.
So I'm not overly concerned. It is right now my favorite movie franchise,
Oh, yeah.
and it has been for years.
Yeah.
So I'm not overly concerned. Yeah, man. So it's going to be in good hands. I'm not that worried about it, but people are going to get worked up about that.
Yeah,
kind of
well, I
stuff.
mean, one way or another, it's not gonna, somebody's gonna have something to complain about.
All right, I'm going to talk way out of my brain here because we
Yeah.
have to bring it up because we're a nerd show.
Yeah.
And I'm about to spin some shit that I have no idea what. I'm going on record here, so don't fucking be that guy. I'm saying I don't know what the fuck I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
We
Okay.
don't know anything about science.
No, I mean I do to an extent,
Right.
but the God particle was kind of discovered.
Right. They're
this week.
not saying it was a complete discovery. They don't want to do that. They're not gonna be like, good news, everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
The Higgs boson.
Yeah. So it was kind of discovered this week. This is basically the the theory has been discovering the Higgs boson would enable us to kind of figure out how the universe was created post Big Bang, and that it would help us drill down even to a much larger degree in particle physics,
Right.
and taking apart the atom and all that other kind of stuff. So I guess this is awesome.
Yeah.
And it sounds really neat. And I'm really proud of everybody involved.
Yeah, great work, CERN.
CERN. I mean, that right there,
Yeah.
I don't know anything else with that acronym.
Yeah, no idea.
So that was a good choice of acronyms, and I like your giant tubes.
Yeah, you Large Hadron Collider. The only other thing I know about this, and then I think we need to steer away because
I don't know
I don't know what the fuck we're talking
Number
about.
one, very clearly we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Number two, I mean, this is not my department. This
Right.
is like I'm covering for a guy in accounts receivable here. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't.
Okay?
We don't have access to the right PowerPoint.
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently, one of the problems is when you try to apply Newton's laws or Einstein's theories to actual quantum physics, you can't do it. That's the gap.
Well, I know that's my problem.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
when anytime I try,
It's like, God damn it!
anytime I try to do it, it doesn't work.
People getting pregnant, Liz Lemon.
Man, let's go over there, sir. That's my cousin. He works there.
That's dead on, man. It's dead on. I think it's because you get the.
I'm just ripping off John DiMaggio. That's all I'm doing right now.
You get
That's
the.
why you gotta. He said you gotta frown. You just gotta frown, Liz Lemon. I'll send you a nickel, John DiMaggio.
Yeah,
Sorry.
well, he's a fucking DiMaggio. I don't think he needs your goddamn nickel.
Yeah.
Okay, so on to other things. We have actually some scientists in the group that we should have on at some point when we do a Skype show, which will not be the next show is going to be live again. So you guys are getting fucking 3 weeks of live shows. So it won't be next week, but it'll probably be the following week. When we start doing, some kind of pre-recorded content and getting that back in, we'll have somebody come on and explain this. This would be a good. I don't know if Base Rap knows anything about science, but he has, like I said, a knack for taking, the most complex of things and drilling them down to a remedial level that I can understand. So this would be good for him. But I know we got Nino and other much smarter people than I in there. That we'll leave that up to them later at some point. It pretty much ends my list of content, with the exception of one story that I thought was fitting for me to do on a show that I have creative control. This, Justin, comes from the Huffington Post by a guy named Andy Campbell.
Okay.
Squid injects woman's tongue with sperm bag as she eats in Korea.
Why not? It's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's okay.
So apparently what happened, I guess in Korea, a delicacy, it's a delicacy to eat partially cooked squid.
Right.
We eat calamari, right?
Right,
So,
right.
I mean, and I've had calamari. It's not bad. It's not my taste.
Yeah.
You eating calamari?
I've had it, yeah.
It's chewy as
It's
shit.
chewy, yeah. I'm
It's
not
like-
a fan.
It's like earlobes.
Not a
It's like
fan.
chewing on an earlobe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, I can't swallow it.
Exactly. I had the tentacle. I had actually just a friggin' octopus tentacle one time. It shit was purple. It was crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I ate it, and I almost. It was, me, I don't have a weak stomach.
No.
I almost wanted to throw up.
Really? Was it nasty?
It was just weird.
It's
just
like
weird.
It's like stretchy on.
Yeah, and it was like chewing on like somebody's nose or something. It was
Yeah.
just strange.
And no matter how much you chew it, you can't swallow
Yeah,
it. See, that's the thing with calamari. Like, I had mine fried, but I think
Yeah.
if I saw, like, fucking suction cups and shit,
Oh God,
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, they eat them. Yeah, I think it's the movie Old Boy. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I've never seen it, but I've heard that the actor in that movie, there's a scene where he had to eat a live octopus because that's like a little live octopus. That's like a delicacy over there, and it's like sticking to the inside of the mouth and the
Jesus.
throat. It's horrible.
Okay, well, listen. If you have a cephalopod in front of you, make sure it's well cooked. This story will make you do
Take
it.
care of it. It's a hard life.
A woman in Seoul, Korea, was eating a semi-boiled squid when the cephalopod injected its sperm bag into her tongue.
Oh, right.
The unidentified woman reportedly experienced a pricking and foreign body sensation. So apparently it's not a well-hung squid. While she chewed and spat the squid out.
Is it in yet?
She had to go to the hospital when she felt severe pain in several small, squirming, creepy crawlies in her mouth.
Oh, Jesus.
Doctors found that the squid had left 12 small, white, spindle-shaped, bug-like organisms in the mucous membranes of her tongue and cheek.
Oh, God.
Indeed, the woman's mouth had been essentially inseminated.
Oh, God.
So
Jesus.
Yeah, that'll make you think twice before eating the calamari, man. Could you imagine?
Dude, that is just horrible on so many levels.
Yeah.
That would break me. That would break my brain.
I wouldn't, like, I fucking, like, it'd make it hard for me to eat anything other than cow or chicken.
Yeah, even
anymore.
approaching anything, that you'd be done. I would seriously be in a fucking rubber room. You know,
A chicken got my mouth pregnant.
I'm gonna get that bitch pregnant.
Got my mouth pregnant.
Sweet
Little
like
lemon.
that bitch's tongue pregnant.
Yeah, that's you know, like I said, that would send you to a padded room real fucking quick.
Oh
man.
my god, that is horrifying.
Yeah, so again, you know, if you're number one, don't eat squid. Number two, don't eat squid if it's ever in Korea. Like that there's a list of things that I've always thought were nasty. Number one, it's like calamari, just because of the consistency. It's too chewy. I mean, the taste isn't that terrible. It's just too chewy. And then, like, number two, like, Rocky Mountain oysters and shit, like balls.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck would you eat that?
Oh god, I have no idea. Yeah, I tried oysters for the first time, maybe like 3
Regular
or 4 years.
oysters?
Just regular oysters, raw in the
Yeah.
shell. It's like fucking eating like saltwater snot, man. It is. I don't see it. I do not see it.
I can do clam.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Like I can
yeah.
I can eat, like, because you know where I'm from in Florida. There's a big clam. There's like a big clam industry there.
Right.
Tons of clams out in the bay or whatever in the river.
Yeah, I couldn't. I don't know. I really can't.
But so I can eat that, but I can't eat fucking calamari because of the consistency. And like oysters they're too snotty. You're right. Like there's no consistency to them. There's no way like it doesn't, like, it's no, you can't get full off fucking oysters.
Yeah, I don't
drinking.
understand it. It's like that aphrodisiac bullshit. I think is the only reason people eat them. They're like, oh, it's an aphrodisiac. You know, you're just trying to get laid. That's all you're fucking trying to do is just get laid.
Yeah.
You know, fucking just do something else with yourself.
Yeah. So one last thing I kind of wanted to cover here. This is something that I thought would only really play on this show. You know, we talk a lot. Eventually, all our show just runs into a gay metaphor.
Right.
Like by the end of the show, somebody's getting blown.
Right.
Usually me.
Right.
Okay, so we like to play games here on the show.
All right.
All right, so I'm gonna get you involved. This will be a first ever. Scoot up a little closer here to the mic. We'll make sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you had a chance to listen to this part last week, but Doolin surprised me with a little game.
Okay.
And so, you know, the legalities of the scoring of the game were called into question, and that's a different story for another day. I don't want to bring bad. This is a show that we're doing. I don't want to bring bad mojo into that. But I decided that since you were going to be here today, that we would play a little game ourselves.
I'm honored.
And this is a game that's a little near and dear to your heart too.
Yeah.
One of the things that I'm going to put this out there, and I control the cutting, so I'm not going to. There was when we were in high school, or shortly, still in high school. You worked at a movie theater.
I did.
Yeah. And you're a single man right now, right?
I am single.
Okay, so I'm going to say this. This is
ladies.
Listen, hold on. Now this is an honest to God true story. All right. So you worked as a projectionist.
Yeah.
And you guys had a little competition, didn't you?
We had a little competition amongst the projectionists.
You guys had the slapdick ruler competition.
We did. We were trying to find out the biggest of the big.
Yeah. And now we don't have to get into measurements here. Well, I want to leave that up to the imagination.
Yeah.
I want our listeners to measure.
Right.
Who won the competition?
That would be me.
Yeah.
That would be me.
Yeah.
And I'm not ashamed to admit that, sir.
Justin is one of these notoriously well hung people. I always said too, that's why he that's why God didn't bless him with intellect, is because the rest of us need to eat. So in honor of your large member, I decided because I'm doing the show today that I would give you a group of celebrities. And you would have to guess which one is notoriously well hung
before I do have to put a disclaimer.
Yeah.
The two other guys, one was a midget and the other was an Asian. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's just do that first.
Yeah.
Let's put that disclaimer on there first.
But they were, coming from somebody who's seen all three. I mean, notoriously large. You've seen midget porn. It's not.
That's true.
Yeah,
that is true. That's
anyways,
true.
anyways, getting back into this.
Love you, Asians.
Yeah. Love you, Asians. We're gonna get into some of the we're gonna play a game. I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna give you a name of a celebrity.
Okay.
And I want you to guess whether or not this is a well-hung celebrity.
Okay.
Or a celebrity that's lacking.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give you a list of two, so you have to guess the one that's more well-hung.
Okay. All right.
All right. So number one, Ben Affleck.
All right.
Versus Sean Hannity.
Okay. Well, you could say Sean Hannity's compensating for something, with his kind of anger and stuff like that. But at the same time, Ben Affleck just comes across to me as the same kind of guy who's just got to be wild, crazy. I'm going to go with Hannity on this one.
It is actually Sean Hannity. Sean Hannity is quoted on. Now consider the source. This is just a Google site I pulled. It's called ohnotheydidn't.livejournal.com. And the other source I'm using is...
Oh, no, they didn't!
The other source I'm using is lemondrop.com.
It's not Lemon Party, is it?
No. Lemonparty.org is a non-profit site about raising money for awareness of...
Yeah, to protect the citrus industry in Florida. So if you want to go and donate to lemonparty.org.
I know we've got a lot of Floridians in here that
keep that citrus.
Keep the citrus party going.
Yeah.
So Sean Hannity, the tagline here was hearsay, but it's a big thick one. Ben Affleck says he obviously wasn't judged nude when he was once named People's Sexiest Man Alive. Michael Clark Duncan, his co-star in Armageddon, had this to say. Can you do a Michael Clark Duncan?
I can try.
No. That's too.
Let me see.
That's too
a little racist.
Sling Blade. No, that was too Sling Blade.
I tried to hit it, balls. I don't know. That's all I got.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
Well, your voice can't go because
it can't.
The vocal cords are so
too damn low. Yeah.
All right. So Michael Clark Duncan had this to say: "Don't get me wrong, ladies. Ben is cool, but I've seen the guy naked, and come on, man, I was not impressed at all."
Wow.
So
burn.
Yeah. So
that is a burn.
Yeah, got that one right.
Damn.
All right. Number two. Let's see. Shia LaBeouf or let's see. Shia LaBeouf versus Lyle Lovett.
Gosh. Well, Lyle was able to pull Julia Roberts at one point, so I mean that could be an indication there. But Shia, he just walks around with this air of entitlement. You know, he's just yelling all the time. I think I'm gonna have to go with Sam Witwicky. Oh.
Incorrect, sir.
Oh.
Incorrect. If you're pulling talent like Julia Roberts back in the day, you gotta be pulling some swag.
That's true.
The quote attributed to Lyle Lovett: "The tube of meat on this guy." ...
Oh my god.
And Shia, it says he told Playboy the first time he slept with a girl, he put a pillow underneath her to help things go a little smoother. It didn't work. I'm not extremely well endowed, and clearly this wasn't the move. LaBeouf recalls.
So in his case, there is just exactly as much as meets the eye.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
He's not rocking Megatron between his legs. Yeah,
wow.
it's to be expected.
Wow.
All right, so here's another one for you. Russell Crowe versus Matt LeBlanc.
That's another good one. I don't know. I'm thinking too much on these. I think I'm just gonna go with my gut here. I'm gonna go Joey. I'm gonna go Matt LeBlanc.
As far as Matt LeBlanc goes, it says he is triple extra large when soft, and he's cut thick as a beer can.
Oh Jesus.
Russell Crowe, on the other hand, is tiny. And he nicknamed his little friend down there
Minimus?
Cassius. Cashew.
Cashew. Minimus.
Yeah.
Aurelius Minimus. Oh, wow. So, they are not entertained.
Not
sir.
at all. Let's see.
Wow.
Let's try John Cena
Okay.
and Kevin Costner.
Okay, well, he was the postman, so I don't know if that has anything to do with Kevin Costner, but and Cena's wife just left him recently. They're getting a divorce. You know, I don't know if you heard why. It's because he kept using the same 5 moves on her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the postman.
It is actually, it is Kevin Costner. This is big. He fills his shorts good. John Cena, he's hitting about 4 down there. Rocking a 4, which, I mean, that's average. It's a little below average, I think. Maybe average is 4, right? I don't know. I'm well above average. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's what they're saying. 4 or 5.
Yeah.
There's a joke for like 4 people.
Yeah.
Maybe Billy Chapel can use that aching old cock one more time to push the sun back up in the sky and give us one more day of summer.
That was like...
that's a 1%er, if ever, but those people who get it are going to fucking love the shit out of that.
That was reminiscent of Peter Fonda picking blueberries.
It's like a monkey humping a football.
Yeah. All right. Let's do this. Let's see. Tom Welling.
Okay.
Tom Welling versus I have to cut some of this dead space out.
That's all right.
Tom Welling versus recently outed Anderson Cooper.
Tom Welling, Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Clark Kent. All right, now we got Anderson Cooper on the other side. I don't know. I think a lot of gay guys. This might be a stereotype, but I think a lot of them are hung. I'm sure that's a blatant stereotype. I'm sure that's not true. I'm going to go with Anderson Cooper on this one.
That was actually a daily double. Both of them are well hung, apparently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Trick question.
Yeah, trick question. Tom Welling is cut, thick, and hairy.
Oh, God.
Anderson Cooper is said to be, is more hearsay, but it's a long, thin one.
That's Anderson's 360 there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
thin one.
Yeah. So knowing is apparently half the battle, and now you know.
It's like a magic wand.
I guess.
That's strange.
Okay, so this is the battle of Dude, Where's My Car?
Okay.
Sean William Scott and Ashton Kutcher.
Look, I don't even care if this is right or wrong.
Yeah.
I just love Sean William Scott, so
Yeah.
I'm going Sean William Scott.
You're correct.
Yes.
Yes. Sean William Scott is Dude, That's a Nice Package. Ashton Kutcher is quoted as Dude, Where's Your Dick? So Sean William Scott takes that one. We got a few more here.
I'm professing a lot of love for dudes and and I'm talking about their penises a lot. I might have to do some introspection when I
Yeah,
get
just
this.
think about it.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
never
everybody.
know.
I think every now and again you have to ask yourself whether or not you're actually gay.
Yeah.
I really do. I think that's healthy. I think
Yeah.
and it's like it's the same thing with religion and politics. It's like every now and again you really have to inspect your views. Am I gay?
Yeah.
I don't know. Today? No.
Yeah.
Tomorrow? Maybe.
I'm not feeling it today. Yeah.
I didn't question myself at all before I saw Chris Helmsworth. And then after that, you start to ask yourself things.
Yeah.
He's not on the list, unfortunately.
Wow.
By the way, we don't have sufficient data yet to judge Chris Helmsworth, but God willing, we'll get it. All right. So let's see. We've got just a few more here. Ray Fiennes, not to be confused with Rafe Fiennes.
Right.
Ray Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes. Okay. All right.
Instead of Ralph Fiennes.
Ralph Fiennes. Okay. Ray
I think they're
Fiennes.
brothers, right? Isn't there
I
a
believe,
Rafe and a
yeah.
Ray?
I think so. Or
No,
Ray for Joseph.
I think this is a misprint. So this is fucking Voldemort. This has
It
got to
should be Voldemort.
This has
yeah.
got to be Voldemort.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ray Fiennes versus.
It's got to be the actor. It can't be Voldemort because he's just got a little hole down there.
Yeah. He's
like
just got
just like the nose, he's just got a.
He's got a whole. Yeah.
He's got a pee hole. That's
exactly.
it.
Let's see. Okay. Versus Frodo versus Elijah Wood.
Okay. You know what? A guy that looks like that. I don't know. I don't know about the English patient, but I think I got to go with Frodo here. Oh.
No, it's actually said.
Hobbits.
Yeah, it said Elijah Wood wears boxers and he looks small in a health club. Maybe he's a grower, not a shower. And as Ray finds, it says it's huge, and he's actually scared audiences.
Avada Kedavra.
Yeah, exactly.
To them guts, bitch. Shit. I'm not misogynistic. I've been saying the word bitch too much recently. I don't know what it is.
It's okay. It's okay.
I was referring to a dude, so it's
bitch. Let's do the other side of the Harry Potter.
All right.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Okay, Mr. Potter.
Versus let's see, a good matchup for him.
Alan Rickman.
Yeah. Daniel Radcliffe versus John Mayer.
Well, I know John Mayer's. I think he was speaking of Playboy, interviews. I think he had some comment about his own, his own member, his own unit, and I don't know anything about old Harry, so I'm gonna go with Mayer on this one. Yep.
He's got a fat one. He is uncut, closely trimmed, and has small balls.
Uncut.
Yeah.
Looks like a fucking turtle, man. I don't understand that.
Daniel Radcliffe, when the Harry Potter star appeared naked on stage in Equus, his penis shrank to the size of a hamster. God knows what it looked like before.
Wow.
Got one more for you here. This one is very near and dear to my heart. Josh Groban, my wife's
my wife.
love interest, Josh Groban. She's in love with fucking Josh Groban. Actually, I got two more. So Josh Groban versus Michael Bolton.
Oh man, I don't know the way old Michael Bolton can get up and down. He's got soul, man. I got to go with Bolton on that one. I got to go with Bolton.
It's Bolton.
Yeah.
Running down his long, thin leg was an equally long, thin, highly visible penis.
Captain Jack, giant squid.
And as far they'll actually shut down our thing if we play that. So fuckers did it to me last time.
Really?
Oh yeah. Not Lonely Island. I'm sure they were fine. It was their
Sony or
yeah, it was their people.
Yeah.
As far as Josh Groban goes, it is said that Mr. Groban, if I can find this back here, is cut about 4 inches soft, but he has big bull balls.
Jesus.
Yeah. So a few more here. Patrick Stewart versus Danny Bonaducci.
Huh. I just want to go. I just want to go John Luke. I have to go Engage. Number one.
Danny Bonaducci, the washed-up child star, sports the dick the size of a baby gnat. And yet that hasn't stopped him from dropping trow over and over again.
Oh my God. Engage.
As far as Patrick Stewart, it just goes and says it's big. I mean, that's so when that's your tagline, you know you're doing something right.
I call it the runabout.
Yeah.
Wow.
Finally, we've got Johnny Knoxville versus Frank Sinatra.
Oh, now this is something I know quite a lot about, actually. Big Sinatra fan, without a doubt, Frank Sinatra.
You are correct, sir.
Old one eye.
Yeah, exactly. When it comes to Johnny Knoxville, the jackass maniac compared his less than impressive schlong to a light switch and an egg in a nest.
Shit.
Of course, we've all, some of us have heard the quote attributed to Frank Sinatra. It was once said that was it? And you told me this a little while back. Let me see if I can find it. Go ahead and do the quote.
It was some woman who had slept with him said, yeah, he's 120 pounds. 115 of it is cock.
Yeah.
He apparently had to have special underwear made. I mean, it's crazy.
That's a tough problem.
Yeah.
So there's your little game for us this week. Unlike the Nazi socialist game we played last week, I'm not going to keep score. I think everybody wins.
Yeah, there we go.
Because y'all know now. Everybody knows, and I think it's all out there.
The more you know.
And again, consider the source before anybody gets up in arms and tries to sue me. It's lemondrop.com and fucking ohnoyoudidn't.livejournal.com.
And don't forget to go to lemonparty.org and donate.
Exactly. We didn't talk about something. Do you have a few more minutes?
Oh man, I'm here, dude.
Okay, we didn't talk about something, and it's something that we missed talking about last week because I think we just got in the throes of the live show. We didn't talk about Tomcat. We didn't talk about Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes.
Yeah.
And I might, it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I think it was the most. I don't think anybody on planet Earth kind of was caught unguarded or unawares.
Right, yeah.
But Katie looks like she's just busted out of the rock.
Yeah, she looks like she's been on autopilot for 5 years.
Yeah.
Man, just like dead behind the eyes. Like
Yeah.
Shutter Island shit.
Yeah.
Just I don't know what's going on, and I'm not even fucking around right now. I honestly, this is completely true. My hand to my daughter. I am nervous even talking about this right now.
A little bit.
Scientology scares the shit out of me, and
It does.
I'm not even kidding.
It does.
I'm not even fucking around.
Yeah. Well, they don't trust me. We're not. Even we're well under their reach.
Well,
No one fucking
yeah.
listens to us.
But I mean, honestly, like I'm not scared of much, but just like getting involved or somehow getting locked in that web, that scares the shit out of me.
Well, Scientology wasn't always a religion. It was when L. Ron Hubbard originally did it. It was it was based on, and I'm actually really fascinated about how the brain works, and I've done a lot of experimentation in things like binaurals and manipulating brain waves through audio and things like that in my own time, and that's one of the things that helped me quit smoking and drinking a few years back. So I don't completely discount some of their methods as far as like running a current through and figuring out if you're if you've got issues elsewhere. Because I think that some of that may work, but as far as it being a religion and Xenu and the auditing process and the money,
volcano alien babies,
right?
Yeah,
right. That of course is a little suspect to me, but free country, who am I to say?
No, yeah.
There are two schools of thought as far as this divorce goes. Number one, that it has something to do with Suri being at the age where she's going to be involved in Scientology.
Right, and she's like, hell no.
Yeah. Or number two, which at the age of 6 is apparently when they get started, and she's turning 6. Yeah. They send their kids to this place called Sea Org.
Oh God. I have no idea.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's like the fucking Zach and Cody like ship school or
Sweet Life.
Yeah, it's SEA. So I don't know if they have this. If they've discovered Atlantis.
Oh my
if Xenu maybe Xenu fucking took them to Atlantis.
He could have, yeah. Welcome, my children.
Yeah, exactly. So
oh my God.
So that's the one school of thought. The other school of thought, which is complete speculation, and I'm going to go out and say this right now, that no one has come out and corroborated, is that Tom Cruise is gay.
Yeah. That's been a rumor for a long time.
Which I've said, and I said this last week. I would gladly hear that Tom Cruise spent the last 20 years anonymously banging men in the airport bathrooms than having him do anything with fucking Scientology and cults and shit like that.
It's funny because recently, Anderson Cooper recently just came out.
Right.
And it's funny because nobody gave a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're I think a lot of us, not the whole country, obviously there's still some bigoted people out there, but I think for the most part, if he had come out 10 years ago, I think it might have been an actual deal.
Yeah.
But now, literally, it was like on the second page of the Daily Mail.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even hear about it through like my regular news channel.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why, if they are, that's the only argument for me that John Travolta and Tom Cruise aren't, is because nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, just come out.
Yeah.
Just come out. I mean, look, everybody's a little gay. Everybody's a little gay.
Yeah, yeah.
And you people, there's this old comedy monologue where the one that I remember doing, it was Rodney Carrington, where he's talking to his friend about how everybody's gay, and this guy's a big homophobe, and he's like, oh, fuck you, I'm not even a quarter gay. There's no part of me that's gay. He was like, all right, well, let me take you through the gay test. So, fine, whatever. He goes, do you like seeing naked women? It's like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, that's like the cornerstone of my life is naked women. He said, just do you watch porn online? It's every day I watch porn online. He's like, okay, so what kind of porn do you like? Do you like the girls peeing on guys, that kind of stuff? He's like, no, man, I like just regular porn. He said, do you like two women? He's like, yeah, it's all right, but just regular porn is fine for me. He said, so when the two people are fucking, do you like to see the real small kind of half cock kind of little flaccid dicks? No, man, I like my dicks to be large and monster with fucking veins. And he stops and he goes, I did not know that about myself. So everybody's a little bit gay. Yeah. Fucking give it up. If you like, whether or not you're a fan of the either position, the catcher or the pitcher, and you happen to be a gay person, come out, man.
Yeah, who cares?
It's just you like something, man. You fucking like you like dick like I like video games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's. I know the pressure for a lot of people is the parents and so I know there are reasons not to.
Yeah.
But I mean, I hope it's in our lifetime where it's just like, who gives a shit?
Well, the truest test, I think, is you have to be able to ask yourself whether or not, like, if your kid came out to you when they were, I've got 2 girls and 1 on the way, and and I mean this with all sincerity, because this is, again, I think you have to explore these things. I mean this with all sincerity. If my kid becomes 21 and brings a girl home, is like, I think I'm gonna marry this girl, like, fucking go for it, man. She makes you happy. I would prefer grandchildren get artificially perseminated.
Yeah.
But if that's what makes you happy, if you want to be with chicks, I get that. I understand that.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
That's so fun. Yeah. This comedian I know, his name's Matt, and I actually just saw him the other night, and he had a great joke about that very thing. He said he's got 3 daughters, I think.
Yeah.
And he said, I hope they become lesbians. He said, they come with me. That's 4 sets of eyes on a titty hunt.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I wouldn't be that worried about her checking.
Matt.
I wouldn't be that worried about her checking my web history. Like, if she gets it.
That's like a bit I have that I'm trying to work out. Is you can tell if you look at my web history, like the moment that my daughter goes to sleep. Yeah. Because it's just like Dora, Nick Jr., Nicktoons, YouPorn, 9:30. It looks like a mental patient's like search history. Like, I like Dora and SpongeBob and rim jobs and Smurfs.
Yeah. The Smurfs comes at the end because you blow your wad and you're like, let's watch some fucking 80s cartoons. Denver the Last Dinosaur. All right, man. That's about all I had. Did you have anything you want to bring to the table this week?
No. The next time I'm going to go up, if you're in the Atlanta area, August 1st, I'll be at the Laughing Skull.
Yes, absolutely. If you have a chance to go see Justin live, do it. Right now you're doing, 5-minute sets?
Yeah, just 5 minutes. I mean, I just started. I'm pretty much a baby, and getting it on there. So if you do come out, you're not going to see Louis C.K. You're going to see a dude working on stuff, trying to get it together.
But that's what they're doing here. They're listening to a show that's doing the same thing.
Exactly.
So
yeah, and it's fun. It's the Laughing Skull. If you're in the Atlanta area, Laughing Skull's a great club just to go to any day of the week. Great crowds there. Ben Evans hosts the show. Check it out. August 1st, I'll be there at the Laughing Skull in Atlanta.
And usually you do kind of do you have recurring dates where if you happen to show up on X day of the week, you might be able to check in?
Yeah, I mean it's it comes and goes. It's funny, the Atlanta comedy community. I'm just sort of working my way into it and sort of getting to know people, and to get on stage in Atlanta, it's a pretty strange thing. You would think you just call. Hey, can I get some time? And you get a spot. They've got one place you have to call, and you have to call at a certain time. And you have to leave a message and stuff like that. So I mean, it's for me right now. It's more kind of up in the air. Yeah. But if you're on Nerdtopia, I'm on Nerdtopia, and if I have anything concrete that I know coming out, I'll make sure.
We'll try to keep a schedule, and then and of course going forward with all the other kind of plates we're spinning.
Yeah.
As we need kind of guest filler hosts, probably you're going to be hearing his voice as well. Give him a chance to kind of get out and work on some of his routines and stuff you may be able to see on stage. So, all right, man. So that's going to do it for us.
Awesome.
Let's go ahead and get out of here. Thank you again for being here today. And without any further ado, I'm Steve Wareham.
I'm Justin Harris, sitting in for Doolin Dalton.
And thanks for nerding out with us, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
That's my brother right there, Mario. He's a plumber.
Find more funny stuff like this at www.nerdtopiacast.com or find us on iTunes or Stitcher.